Good morning. I'm Kelly Simoneau, Director of the Department of Housing and Community Development for Howard County. I would like to welcome you to the announcement of the completion of the Housing Opportunities Master Plan and housing initiatives planned for the coming year. I would also like to welcome some of our elected officials in attendance. Delegate Hill, Senator Lamb, Delegate Feldmark, Mr. Anthony Jones representing Congressman Mfume, Council Vice Chair Jones, Council Member Mercer Rigby, and our Housing Opportunities Master Plan Co-Chair Bill McCormack. I would also like to recognize several guests in our audience today. Mark Dunham and Matt Plants from the Autism Society representing the Patuxent Commons development. At this time, please join me in welcoming our County Executive, Calvin Ball, to the podium.
Thank you so very much, Kelly. Everybody, just give Kelly a big round of applause. She works incredibly hard on some quite challenging issues and is often staying behind the scenes, but really appreciate your work. And thank you all for joining us today. When I took office, one of my priorities was to address the growing concern in our community around the lack of affordable housing opportunities across the entire income spectrum. The excerpts and graphs next to me are just some of the picture that is painted. Due to the many factors that make Howard County a desirable place to live, work, play, and to grow, our current housing supply is expensive when compared to our neighbors, and we have not been able to meet the demand from individuals and families who wish to live here. Presently, just 9% of housing in Howard County is affordable to households making less than 60% of the area median income. And for so many families who want to call Howard County home, actually purchasing a home is out of reach. A housing plan had not been done in more than a decade here in Howard County, and an overarching strategy was urgently needed to improve access to housing and guide our housing-related decisions for the next 5 to 10 years, which will reverberate for generations. To address these issues, 18 months ago, I announced the Housing Opportunities Master Plan Task Force and asked this group of talented, dedicated individuals to identify strategies and recommendations for Howard County to improve housing opportunities for its existing and future residents. Today, we're thrilled to unveil the completed Housing Opportunities Master Plan and the next big steps we're taking to make sure that our community is accessible and affordable for more people who want to call Howard County home. I'm incredibly grateful to our task force for completing this plan on schedule, especially amid the challenges of coordinating and meeting and working during a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. The Housing Opportunities Master Plan identifies 3 overarching strategies Howard County can employ to improve housing opportunities, including revising land use planning and zoning regulations to improve the availability, accessibility, affordability, and diversity of our housing stock. Supporting housing stability through the improvement of existing policies and programs and creation of new and innovative ones. addressing both housing and infrastructure needs in Howard County to ensure that neither form of demand eclipses the other. So to ensure these strategies are put into action, I've included $5 million in my proposed FY22 budget to provide seed funding for Housing Opportunities Trust Fund, a recommendation of the Master Plan Task Force that we wanted to expedite. The Trust Fund is a critical tool to carry out the recommendations from the Master Plan and will allow for investment in 4 key initiatives: improving home ownership opportunities, providing ongoing and new forms of rental assistance, providing rehab assistance and help keeping people in their homes, and finally, supporting developments that serve our populations in need. The first of these important initiatives is improving homeownership opportunities, which is an important goal and milestone for residents to build wealth and stimulate our economy. Most for-sale housing in Howard County is not affordable to households making less than 120% of our area median income. And this is depicted in one of the charts to the right of me. We will create more opportunities for home ownership in Howard County by investing in programs that assist with down payments through the Settlement Down Payment Loan Program, placing more of our residents into homes, expanding home buyer education classes, and helping income-restricted residents purchase renter-occupied for-sale units. And we still look towards a full recovery from the pandemic, and we will continue our investments in rental assistance. With CARES Act funding, we've kept 760 of our renters, our neighbors, in their homes and prevented the foreclosure of 17 homeowners here in Howard County. The vast majority of low-income renters are spending more than 30% of their incomes on housing, and in Howard County, 3/4 of such cost-burdened renters make less than 60% of the area median income. Therefore, we will also invest in rental subsidies to make more rental units affordable for severely rent-burdened seniors and our neighbors with disabilities. To further support the expansion of housing opportunities, we're investing in rehab assistance by providing flexible loans and grants to support modifications, rehabilitations, improvements in accessibility, and energy upgrades. This will allow homeowners to adapt, modernize, and improve their homes, supporting long-term neighborhood investments and improvements for current and future residents. Finally, we're continuing our investment in developments that serve our populations in need. A perfect example of this is one of my favorite projects, Patuxent Commons. Of its planned 76 units, 19 will be for persons with disabilities, 30 for our seniors, and 27 for families. Developments like Patuxent Commons not only improve housing opportunities, but support the inclusive and diverse community that Howard County is known for, and send a message throughout our county, our state, and our nation about our values and that we value each of our residents. I want to especially thank our state delegation and leaders, as well as our local friends and Congressman Mfume and our congressional delegations for their support for projects like Patuxent Commons. All of these initiatives would not be possible without the dedication and hard work of our Housing Opportunities Task Force and the important creation and investment of our Housing Opportunities Trust Fund. It's so critical that we expand opportunities for home ownership and help families realize their dreams, those dreams that will be passed on to their future generations as they build wealth. We know that living in a diverse community with a full spectrum of housing affordability and opportunity not only benefits those families, it benefits each and every one of us. And a commitment to that full spectrum of housing opportunities will help us build a county that reflects our values for current and future generations. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Ball, for your innovative leadership time and time again. At this time, I would like to invite Senator Lamb to share some remarks.
Thank you for coming out this morning. And on behalf of the Howard County delegation, I serve as the co-chair of the delegation along with my colleague, Delegate Feldmark, who's here as well, and she'll make remarks afterwards. But we wanted to extend our thank you to the county executive, to so many others, including Kelly, for your work in bringing this effort together. This is really important. I know that Senator Guzzoni wanted to be here this morning. Unfortunately, something came up and he was not able to attend, but he wanted to also convey how important this effort was. We here in Howard County pride ourselves on the fact that we are a diverse and inclusive county. And we look at so many different aspects of the county where we really pride ourselves on that when it comes to our schools, our parks and recreation system, our technology and infrastructure that we have in place here. But there's one piece that many of us take for granted, and that's really housing, that we take for granted where we live, in the understanding that it's always there. But there's so many others that depend on affordable housing to be able to come here to Howard County, that we want folks who work here and who play here and who serve our residents here to also have the opportunity to live here, that this plan is incredibly important. And so I want to thank all of those who were involved in this through probably many, many Zoom meetings to be able to pull this effort together, to the county executive for his leadership 18 months ago and finding that this was really an important priority for his administration to look at this long overdue effort that needed an overhaul and now coming into full fruition here, as well as putting money behind an effort that is really critically important. So it's not just a plan, but something that can actually be implemented. And so on the state level, as a delegation, we stand ready to assist and will continue to support folks so that we can have individuals have this opportunity. I know you'll hear from, I think, Ms. Falcone later this during this program, who is able to take advantage of MIHU housing. And we want more to be able to, more individuals to be able to come and follow in her footsteps here to Howard County as well. So, you know, if anything, this pandemic has shown how important housing is. We see many families continue to struggle to be able to retain the housing that they have, but we also want to make and expand those opportunities for people to come to Howard County as well. So on behalf of the Howard County delegation, we want to say thank you and hope that this will be the start of a continued effort, and we know that it will be. So thank you again.
Thank you, Senator Lamb. We appreciate your support of our housing initiatives. At this time, I'd like to welcome Delegate Feldmark to make a few comments.
Thank you, Kelly, and thank you, Mr. County Executive, for making this a priority. I asked Delegate Hill to join me. I know there's an interest in keeping remarks brief, but I think it's important to be clear that, you know, I'm honored to be here as chair of the delegation, and I think it's really important to realize that this is a team sport. And Patuxent Commons was a great bond initiative that had strong support throughout the delegation. And we were happy to be able to do our part to help make that a reality. You know, I appreciated the county executive's remarks about our values, because to me this is a report about our values as a community and asking ourselves, what kind of community do we want to be, right? What is it that we want to say about ourselves? And we want to be an inclusive and accessible community. I believe that most Howard County residents, maybe not all, but most, the overwhelming majority, want us to be an inclusive and accessible community. Now, the hard work is getting there, right? How do we figure out how to do it? And that's why I'm so thankful to the task force for all the work you put into, you know, finding specific recommendations to help us achieve that vision. And when I think about what kind of community I want us to be, a project like Patuxent Commons really embodies it, right? To have diversity of all ages, income levels, abilities, living together in a supportive community that enhances quality of life for everyone. And I think that is, that is really a great illustration of what we can do thinking creatively. And I do really want to thank Mark and Matthew and everyone from the Autism Society. This is a concept that's been in the works for a long time, a lot of patience and perseverance. So I want to thank you for pushing us all to think outside the box and realize what is possible. And I look forward to continuing the effort together to make it a reality.
Thank you, Delegate Feldmark and Delegate Hill. We're very happy you're here today. At this time, I would like to welcome Mr. Anthony Jones to the stand to share remarks on behalf of Congressman Mfume.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let me begin by thanking the county executive, the delegation for all of their hard work on this. On behalf of Congressman Mfume, who regrets that he could not be here today, as you all know, votes are scheduled this afternoon, and so that work continues, and this advocacy that the congressman has been able to do continues in Washington, D.C. And I just want to really thank the task force for the work that they have done, and as I said, the work that the congressman has been doing. Part of this, he was able to request appropriations funding through the Community Benefits Funding Program that just was passed in the American Rescue Plan. And so while he recognizes that that type of appropriation can't meet the need of every need that happens, this pandemic forces us to confront the realities of homelessness and a myriad of the housing challenges that are taking place in Howard County. And so let me thank Mark for the work that they have done and bringing this effort and this cause to the attention of the congressman. And thank you all for your continued partnership for what you are doing and for the work that is taking place. So again, on behalf of Congressman Mfume, thank you all for today.
Thank you, Mr. Jones, and please thank the congressman for us as well. Next, I would like to invite Councilmember Rigby to say a few words.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Christiana Rigby, and I serve as the council member representing District 3 on the County Council. I am so pleased to be here today joining County Executive Ball, county staff, members of the Housing Opportunities Task Force, and my colleague, Dr. Jones. In April 2021, the median home sale in Howard County was over $500,000. You heard that right. Half of all homes sold last month went for above $500,000. In April 2021, the average rent in Howard County was over $1,700 a month. For so many families who live in Howard County and so many who want to call Howard County home, living here is simply out of reach. And this is due, in no small part, to the land use and housing policies that our county is currently operating under. Our housing policies have significant impacts on the future in our county and the type of community that we want to nurture and grow. And I am so thrilled that this Housing Opportunities Master Plan lays out a strong framework for more equitable, inclusive, welcoming, and affordable housing options in Howard County. The master plan, in concert with the ongoing general plan process, will help inform and encourage our housing policies as we chart a path into the future. Now that the master plan is complete, the next phase of work begins with implementing its recommendations. And that starts next week, when the County Council votes on funding $5 million to start our first Housing Opportunities Trust Fund. And I'm glad that there was claps for that because it's a long time coming. And I'm truly excited about it. It is recommended by this plan. It is a best practice. It is done by neighboring jurisdictions, but we will need your support and advocacy to get that funding approved. I am looking forward to the work ahead with you all. And I would like to just reiterate my thanks and appreciation to County Executive Ball, to our Housing Department, and to the dedicated members of the Housing Opportunities Task Force for delivering this plan through a pandemic to help those who are in need more now than ever. Thank you so much for your dedicated work.
Thank you, Councilmember Rigby and Dr. Jones. We sincerely appreciate the unwavering support for affordable housing and the residents that rely on it. Next, I would like to introduce Bill McCormack, one of the co-chairs of the Housing Opportunities Task Force.
Thank you, County Executive Dr. Calvin Ball, for your leadership. Yes, he's the man. Early in your first term, you created the task force, budgeted the consultants, and called for the first Housing Opportunities Master Plan since 2006 to create and preserve housing opportunities for residents of all incomes. Thank you, task force members, many of whom are in the audience today, for your dedication, perseverance, and flexibility through ever-changing operating conditions caused by COVID-19. Your commitment to the process and your expertise has been invaluable in creating this master plan. I have learned a great deal working with you. The task force master plan process has actively engaged the participation of stakeholders in the county. We held 22 task force meetings with public input, 5 community meetings, 3 environmental justice outreach discussion sessions, and conducted 2 surveys with over 2,600 responses. The community played a very active role in the creation of the master plan. The master plan recommends creation of the Interagency Housing Opportunities Task Force. This task force will serve to implement the master plan strategies to improve equity and access to diverse housing types for residents of all income levels throughout the county. Having the Director of Housing and Community Development participating in the review and approval process for all housing projects is critical. Implementation of this recommendation assures that the master plan becomes reality under Calvin's legacy of leadership. Calvin, on a personal note, when you met with the task force, you said that you selected us from a long list and that you selected the best of the best. I have worked with the task force for 15 months. They are the best of the best. Most especially my co-chair, Caroline Harper, and Director of Housing and Community Development, Kelly Simoneau, served above and beyond the call of duty. They made my job easy. They had the hard job working with me. At the kickoff meeting at Ellicott Gardens, Calvin, you said you wanted this master plan to serve as the model for the country. I can assure you it is. Calvin, thank you for asking me to serve. It was an honor and a privilege, a lot of hard work, and a lot of fun. Thank you. It's an honor and a privilege, a lot of hard work, and a lot of fun. Thank you.
Two of the housing programs Dr. Ball mentioned are the Modern Income Housing Unit Program and the Settlement Down Payment Loan Program. These programs are designed to create homeownership opportunities for low and moderate income residents in the county. Today we will hear from one resident that became a new homeowner in 2021. Please join me in welcoming Ms. January Falcone to share her experience.
Good morning. Thank you, Councilman Ball and the Housing Opportunities Committee. I know I've got to keep it brief, 5 minutes, but this program is amazing. The MIHU program helped me realize a dream that I didn't think that I would. I am a lifetime Howard County resident, and all of my adult life I rented in Howard County. And as Ms. Rigby said earlier, it's steep to rent here. And so I didn't think that I would have the opportunity to purchase a home in the desired community, the community where I grew up. I have children, and I definitely wanted them to stay a part of the Howard County public school system. Did not know how I was going to do that as a homeowner. I was introduced to the MIHU program from a couple of neighbors. They've heard about it, not really sure what it was. So I went online and I submitted my application in July. There has been some modification because of COVID, so you had to apply for everything online, submit your documents online. But there is a presentation, a PowerPoint presentation that says, "Let your landlord know you will be breaking your lease." And I'm thinking, well, okay. So I let my landlord know I was breaking my lease. I submitted my application in July. My application was reviewed in August and October. I was invited to view a home that was up for sale through the program. I viewed the home. I met with the compliance manager and I said, yes, I would like an opportunity to purchase this home. And so did 6 other people. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll wait. I was advised that there would be a lottery drawing and, they would notify the winner. So that was a Thursday. I was like, well, she said Friday or Monday, so I'll just wait. I'm at work on Friday, and I was like, well, let me just see when the live will come. The live happened after I left the home, and my name was selected the day before. I had no idea. So I was at work, left work, just let them know I had something to do. I contacted the compliance manager, and she confirmed, yes, you were selected for this opportunity. So that's the exciting part. Now the work really begins. I met with the compliance manager and another officer from the MIHU program who gives you an introductory call to let you know what you're getting into, what it means for you, and how it translates into the community. We've got those things together. The compliance manager did tell me at the day of the viewing to find a lender. I'm thinking it's a long shot, but okay. I didn't find a lender at that time. But I did go onto the website and found a lender through the approved list of lenders. You do have to go through a home buyer workshop, which is excellent education. Because again, I wasn't expecting to break my lease. The home buyer's education got me together, let me know exactly what I needed to do. The process, you are never alone. There is someone there to help you every step of the way, from the day you submit your application until the day you close. So it's a great opportunity. In addition to that, the settlement down payment program helps with financing for down payment assistance for the purchase of your home. I cannot say enough good things about it. I am very thankful, very blessed to have been a part of the program and a recipient of the program. And just to let you know, when they say, tell your landlord that you are breaking your lease, you can break your lease. I submitted my application in July and closed on my home in January. So I'm very thankful for the opportunity. If you know someone, have them reach out to the program. The information is there. It's not buried. It is available to those who do desire to purchase a home in Howard County. It's an opportunity that I think that anyone who has the opportunity to should take advantage of. And I'm a resource. Call me. I can help.
Thank you, January, for that unsolicited testimonial. As I mentioned at the kickoff event in October 2019, I want to express my appreciation for Dr. Ball's commitment to the Housing Opportunities Master Plan and for appointing an amazing task force. And to the task force members, thank you for your willingness to serve and share your time and expertise for this important initiative. The process was challenging at times, but I enjoyed working with each of you and look forward to moving on to the implementation stage. In closing, I would like to take a moment to recognize the Housing Department team. As many of you know, we are a small but mighty department. Members of the team help schedule and manage the many task force meetings and community engagement sessions on top of their regular assignments. The website was updated regularly with the housing plan materials, and inquiries from the public were answered efficiently. When the pandemic disrupted the process, they quickly switched and facilitated the numerous online meetings and events. On top of the Housing Master Plan work, the team has worked over the last year to provide rent, utility, and mortgage payment assistance to almost 800 households struggling to keep a roof over their heads. There's an urgency to this work, and I am so proud of how my team has committed to serving the needs of our residents. Thank you very much. So what happens next? The Housing Opportunities Master Plan has been posted to the department's website. Printed copies are available today and upon request. As the county executive mentioned, an interagency task force will be formed to begin reviewing the 80-plus plan recommendations for implementation strategies. This concludes our program today. Thank you all very much for coming.